Ladies and gentlemen, the world of professional wrestling never stops, and welcome to another ridiculous report. We're coming off of an exciting Money in the Bank event. R-Truth returned during the Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso tag team match against Logan Paul and John Cena. John Cena defeated R-Truth last month at Saturday night's main event, and then R-Truth was let go by the company, or they elected not to renew his contract. In other words, they let him go. R-Truth took to social media, said they're letting me go, and it caused an uproar with WWE fans, and he returned last night at Money in the Bank, attacked John Cena, and cost him the tag team match. Well, after the show, Triple H said a completely boneheaded comment during the press conference, trying to spin zone R-Truth's departure from the company, acting like it was if it was part of a storyline. Take a listen.
I love the question. You enjoying the show? Whole part of the show, man.
This prompted R-Truth's son to respond with a stop the cap message, with a cap emoji. For people uncool like myself, that means stop the bullshit, which is exactly what Triple H was spouting last night at that press conference. Sean Ross Sapp, several other outlets have confirmed that this was not a work, that R-Truth's contract was expiring, and they let him go. So for Triple H to try to spin zone it into part of a storyline tells me he's afraid of criticism, and I already knew that because he lashed out at critics a couple months ago and said, hey, just be a fan. No. We're not just going to be a fan. R-Truth returned at Money in the Bank, but not as R-Truth. He's returning as Ron Killings. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted today that this was done by Ron Killings so he could use his name after he exits the company. If they decide to let him go again in a couple years, he's not tied to R-Truth anymore in WWE television. He's being shown as Ron Killings, so he has that name value, and it's his own name. They can't trademark his name. And it's also been reported that Nick Khan had to step in to get R-Truth back to the company. So it wasn't Triple H that convinced R-Truth to come back. It was Nick Khan. So this went all the way to the top. TKO made a huge mistake letting go of R-Truth. Shit happens as a company. It's a massive company. Again, I've said this useless analogy a ton of times. They're just looking at a spreadsheet and saying, okay, we can save money here, and they don't give a shit about the person involved or whether he spent 17 years at the company and it's going to piss off tons of talent backstage. They don't care about that. They're just looking at the bottom line. It's a business. It's gross. So not only is Triple H trying to spin zone this into a storyline, he also couldn't get the deal done. Nick Khan had to step in. So he's trying to spin zone this into a storyline when he couldn't get the deal done himself. So just a disappointing situation. I never in a million years thought R-Truth would find himself in a situation where the company would be saying, we don't need you anymore. He's an ambassador. He could do a million roles for the company, but now he's looking out for himself with the Ron Killings name, and I totally get it. I totally get it. I wouldn't trust that company either. They just tried to let you go, and the only reason you're still here is because of the fans. And what prompted Nick Khan to have to contact R-Truth is because he was ignoring the company after they told him they weren't going to renew his contract, which also makes sense. Why would he want to talk to them anymore? You guys don't want me. I don't want to talk to you. So just a stupid, self-inflicted PR disaster by the company. On a more positive note, WWE has announced the returns of the King and the Queen of the Ring tournaments. They will be underway soon, and the finals will be taking place at Night of Champions on June 28th. The winners of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments will go on to face a champion at SummerSlam of their respective brands. So just for example, if Zelina Vega happened to win the Queen of the Ring tournament again, she'd be facing WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. If Drew McIntyre wins, he'll be facing either Jey Uso or Gunther at SummerSlam. Jey Uso is scheduled to defend the title against Gunther again tomorrow night on Raw. But having that prize with the finals of the tournament just makes the tournament worth watching to me. It's not just a trophy. They get a title shot. I appreciate that. And finally, Nikki Bella will be making her return tomorrow night on Raw. The company announced it during Money in the Bank. They probably have plans for Nikki Bella at Evolution 2 on July 13th. The first Evolution was in 2018, and Ronda Rousey defeated Nikki Bella in the main event, although nobody remembers that match. They remember Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair at the event. But Evolution 2 is right around the corner. Nikki Bella is going to show up, probably going to play a role in the event. She had a domestic violence issue with her Dancing with the Stars ex-husband that I'm just going to flash his name up on the screen. I'm not even going to embarrass myself by trying to pronounce it. They got divorced and life goes on, but not for Odyssey Jones, folks. If you remember Odyssey Jones, he was a big dude who was called up several times in the WWE draft only to never appear on the main roster, and then he finally appeared on the main roster as Big E's crappy replacement in the New Day, and then he was released after a domestic violence issue. So he took to social media today and then quickly deleted the post. But here's what he said. So it's not the situation, it's just the person involved. Noted, suggesting that Nikki Bella is getting preferential treatment. She might be. I'll just say that Nikki Bella is a star. She has had reality shows. She has name value. Odyssey Jones is just a guy. So if you're just a guy, you typically don't get second chances. That's the cold, hard fact of life. If you're just a guy, like the majority of us on the planet, when you get your opportunity, you got to make the best of it. And he didn't. So that's that story. Thank you so much for watching this edition of The Ridiculous Report. And if you have not subscribed, please do so.